I don't hate anyone. I'm not mad at anyone, and I don't blame anyone. We are all in this together, and I love you. All right. Everybody's so emotional right now. But can I tell you what I'm just absolutely obsessed with? The November 16th, 17th hurricane, man. Like the GFS, which has done a pretty spectacular Hour 384 job this year, in my opinion, continues to show a major hurricane developing about 10 to 12 days from now, which would be super anomalous, but it's a super anomalous year. Okay, let's talk about Raphael, who's probably going to be a hurricane. This is the GFS. It shows it going towards like Destin, Miramar, but then taking a turn. And then it has the second one coming up as a tropical storm into South Florida. And then there's the one I talked about that literally develops into a hurricane around the 15th. And then this has it just kind of hanging out there, spinning, growing, and it would be giant if it came. Anywho, CMC Music Factory has it going into the Destin Miramar area as a tropical storm, which would be great news. Florida could definitely handle a tropical storm. And then it has the secondary one coming up as a tropical storm, kind of into Florida, or just a depression, or just a bunch of rain. The Euro's got a funkier solution with Raphael just hanging out in the Gulf and then dissipating, which would be weird, but possible. Anything's possible. And if that happens, you can come back here a week from now and be like, oh my God, Thor, you said there's going to be a hurricane. And then there wasn't. And technically, I never said 100% there's a hurricane. I haven't done that yet when I usually do on hurricanes. But I would guess at this point it's probably 75% chance that somebody's going to get hit by a hurricane. But if nothing happens, I will be super happy. I'm always glad when nobody dies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to try to lay off my personal opinion takes on stuff, although that may be impossible this week. Because by me not being a Democrat or me not being a Republican, whenever I put out my opinion on stuff, somebody gets upset. You know. And if I'm not an outright cheerleader 100,000% of the time for your political candidate, people get butthurt. But damn, that Asteroid Fight Club has never been about being a political cheerleader. Not 1 second. Anyway. Yeah, this shows three, like I did it, three. You may have to deal with 3 hurricanes / tropical storms. Look at that, dude. 1, 2, 3. Bang. And this is the nav gem. So, no matter what, we know November is going to be an interesting and fascinating month. And, you know, this seems to keep saying that, it's going to go into like Louisiana-ish, Alabama, Mississippi. Even though Florida's been my gut feeling, but I haven't been 100% right about everything this hurricane season. I guess about 92, 93%. So no matter what, if you're along the coast, I'd watch out. Like I said, some models are trending that this thing will just be a bunch of rain. But that could be a shit ton of rain. But either way, we're going to watch it, aren't we? Ah, man, I can't even stick to my rule. Because, like, look, this is exactly like the election. It could go, let's say, blue Democrats, and since it's red up here, you know, that's like the election. I accurately predicted the election in 2020. But, like, right now, I think it's anybody could win. The thing that I'm looking at is so far, 10% more, about 7 million more women have voted than men, you know? And so, like, Farziness, he's I don't know, this dude has like 250,000 supporters, big Elon guy. Anyway, he's talking about the biggest podcast in the world had Trump, his VP, and his biggest surrogate in the last 2 weeks of the election. Harris had no one. I'm talking about Joe Rogan and Elon. So it's over, meaning like, okay, yeah, Trump wins. But like Joe Rogan has 75% of the people who watch his channel are men. And so this election really kind of feels like left brain, right brain, women versus men. I think it could go either way. But the fact that more women are showing up to the polls than men, I think is some type of a sign. And I think in the modern age, either side could steal it, quote unquote. And so, I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's why I don't know, man. So the people are telling you they know exactly how this election is going to go down. They're just talking out their ass, in my opinion. Colorado snowstorm. Yeah. Drive safe, dude. Definitely. That's one of the cool things about Colorado is you can experience all 4 seasons almost any time of the month, but you definitely have a higher probability of experiencing winter in Colorado in November. And we were watching out for severe weather in Oklahoma and Texas. You know what's interesting? This is sidebar ego. So my YouTube channel pretty much has the exact same amount of subscribers it did in November 2020. Which that I find that fascinating. Super. That's just. But if you notice, it's pretty much just been flatline since 2019. Straight up flatline. But as you know, here at Thor News, my overall goal has not necessarily been to make money, get subs, get famous. As Planetary Defense Commander, it has been to avoid World War III, prevent civil war. That kind of got tacked on in 2020. Prevent civilization from collapsing, prevent hyperinflation, and hopefully one day get to world peace in my lifetime. That would be wonderful. So that's the goal. And World War III has not happened, although we've been down the brink for a long time. Anyway, so I consider I've done my job pretty well. Anywho, Mike's weather page. Rafael feeder bands likely will be strong after Cuba. How close to Florida will determine how far inland they will go. And so, yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot. Be prepared for a lot of weather surprises, y'all. Definitely active weather pattern. Tons of rain up in this area. And then you got the reds, the possibility, I believe, for tornadoes. And then in this area, you could definitely get some heavy flooding in some spots. Hey, remember to take a look up tonight. On November 4th, catch the crescent moon in Venus after sunset in the southwestern sky, which means right about now. And the sun gets dark early. Hey, the moon looks like Jupiter. Only because of clouds, though. North Korea continues its war against the ocean. Fired another missile. One thing I think most Americans can agree on is we're ready for the election process to be over. Though if I had to make a prediction, I'm not sure the election is going to be totally determined and figured out by the end of this week. We'll see. But definitely stay weather aware. And remember, at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to stay aware of the storms around you. Oklahoma has definitely got crushed by tornadoes in the last few days, and more could possibly be on the way. But please remember to stay cool. And I would like to say thank you again to Asteroid Fight Club, JOA Cody, Charlene, and LA Magnolia Mom. Thank you all very, 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 very much. Stay calm, stay cool, stay safe. My plan is to spam y'all with videos during this week. And I'll be, doing my Thor News fundraiser up to my anniversary on the 23rd. So if you'd like to contribute, it would be really appreciated. It always puts me in a better mood. When I feel appreciated. But I do feel appreciated, and you guys are awesome. And shit's going to be crazy. And I'm going to try to keep my composure. Not to have too many volcano takes. But it is interesting that the people who talk the most shit usually are the most sensitive about people who have opinions that disagree with them. And look, this is America, man. We don't all have to agree on everything. There's so many variables to life. And, I would love to sit down and have a beer, although he doesn't drink with Trump, and dinner. I would love to sit down and have beer and dinner with Elon, with Kamala, with Biden. It would just be a cool experience to have. But like I said, I don't know. I think making Elon the centerpiece of Trump's campaign was probably a mistake at a time where people want stability. Telling people you're going to gut 80% of the government-ish. They scare them, and especially when you're like, hey, look, Starlink, you can now do farming chores without the farmer. So soon we won't need humans. So yeah, to have like Elon going on like Joe Rogan and then doing a podcast today and kind of being like, oh yeah, I'm going to have 10 billion robots and soon we won't need humans. But not have a UBI plan for Americans that, like, if you get to the scenario where we don't really need humans anymore, what are you going to do with humans, man? So having a guy with 250 billion telling people that, I'm not sure it's the best strategy. I could be wrong. If Trump wins and Elon wins the election, then clearly I was wrong, but I'm just saying, soon we won't need humans. And that's like when 1 billion or 2 billion people get laid off in the next 5 years. What's the plan, man? What's the plan? And I am definitely a pro-people person. And I don't need to go to Mars, and I don't need a bunch of robots in my life, but I know they're going to be here. Though I think they're just going to send robots to Mars. That's why you don't see a lot of pictures of, like, SpaceX designs for houses on Mars or bases on Mars. Or I think they're just pretty much going to send robots for a while. All right. See, I have my opinions, I want to go live so bad. What a week, huh? Man, Lemon, it's only 6:07 p.m. on Monday. We got the possibility of hurricane, winter storm, and tornadoes in Texas. That is so 2024. All right, I'm giving you the business. A big eruption on Comet 29P. Huh. Solar max in the southern hemisphere. And I heard the northern hemisphere starting to wake up. And let's see, you and I checking together. Have we gotten any new near-Earth asteroids? How are you? All right, so we had a bunch come in. Let's see. November 4th, that was a new one. 2024. There've got to be words that start with a V that aren't okay, hold on. Virginia Oracle. 2024 Virginia Oracle. That's today. That's a new one. 0.8 lunar distances. Yeah, it's probably going to miss us. And it's teeny tiny and slow. Fascinating. That's only going 2 miles an hour. Wow. All right. God bless everyone. Stay cool. I'll talk to you soon. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Stay cool.